Hi there, this is Jennifer from Biedermann Jewelry, and I'm going to show you how to make these simple earrings. And they're so nice and lightweight. And I made my own ear wires. I make my own jump rings. Okay, so basically the materials you're going to need for this is a 14 gauge wire. I'm using a 14 gauge dead soft copper wire. You can use silver or anything else you like, obviously. Dead soft, important because it's easy to manipulate. Okay, this is a thick wire, and I'm using this thick wire because we're also going to hammer this and texture it. Okay, and it gives it a lot of strength and personality. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need round nose pliers. You're going to need cutters to cut your wire. You're going to need some pliers like this here just to hang on to anything if you need to. And you're also going to need a hammer block, and of course a hammer. Okay, so this is how we start. I'm cutting a length of wire here. It's obviously longer than what I need. How much did I cut? I actually eyeballed it, but let's see, it's about 7.5 inches, okay? And how we're gonna make this is we're just gonna hand forge this, okay? And what's important when you're making earrings, they have to be exactly the same. So this is how we're gonna do it. Start by cutting your wires. You're going to take your wire and you're going to start shaping it. We're going to start shaping softly with our thumbs. Don't make any fast movements, because if you bend the wire, it's going to be a little difficult to replace it where you need it to be. You don't want any kinks. So you're just going to start shaping. See? Very easy. Look at this earring here. Obviously we have a long way to go. So we're just going to keep shaping it. You can make it as large as you want or as small as you want. I think I'm just going to make my little hoop earrings. And then just start shaping, because I want this to be more like a teardrop. Start shaping like this. I'm going to start checking to see if there's any bends. No, we're good. Now I'm going to stop there. Okay, see the size here. Okay, now before I start bending and putting it into the actual earring, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my next wire, okay, and I'm going to start shaping that, because I want them to be exactly the same. So start shaping gently, just turning it with my thumb. That's why dead soft wire is so important, because it's a lot easier to manipulate, especially this thickness of wire. Now I'm here and I'm just going to check it every now and then. Obviously I'm far off, but now I'm just going to start bending it in as I did. I see a little bend here I don't like, so I'm just going to work that out. Start bending it into the shape I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up with the other one. So I'm still off. I'm just going to push that in a little bit more. And now when I pick it up, it's close. This one has to go in a bit more. Give that a little shape there. And I'm pretty much there. Just do it until you're happy with it, until you feel that they're exactly the same. Okay. Now I'm happy with how they look. They're both the same. Now what we need to do is we need to make a little loop here, and we need to make a loop here so it hangs onto. These earrings are so easy to make. Now, what I'm going to do, I want this one to wrap around, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to take them right here, right about there, and I'm just going to bend it up like that. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other one before I move on because I want them to be the same. So I'm going to go about here and I'm going to bend that up just like that. And I'm still okay. Now what I want to do is I want to bend this behind the other one. So I'm just going to hold my finger here. I'm just going to make a bend all with my fingers, okay? Because I use a tool, I may make a mistake. So I'm just going to do it that loosely like that. I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to do the same thing. Bend it around. Again, loose, just to make sure they're still the same shape, and they are. Now over here, I need to cut this wire. So I'm going to cut it about here, right about there. Okay, and then I'm going to just push this in. I'm just going to push it in until it touches. Very gently. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Right about here. This 14 gauge is very thick. I need some good cutters for that. And then I'm going to bend that in. Now I want it to be doing it gently just until it touches, just like that. So there you go. We have the start. Now I have a long piece here. I don't need all this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little bit off. Okay. I don't want to cut too much. I'm just going to start about here. Okay. Cut that off. Do the same thing to the other one. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to take the biggest end over here and then I'm just going to bend it like that. See how that goes? It's like a little hook. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. The biggest part of the round nose, and I'm just going to turn it like that. And I have a hook. Now here, I'm just going to bend those a bit. Bend that a bit. Gently. And that's it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hammer these to give it some texture. You can leave it like this if you like. They're very nice like this. Or you can hammer it. Now these are hammered and they're textured. So what I do and how you hammer this, because it's a big wire, you gotta place it like this on your hammer, on your block, and you just start hammering. You just let the hammer do the work, and you hammer around. Now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to hammer again. Now, as you can see, this gives it a lot of strength when you hammer up wire. Really, really does. Now it's really not, I can't even bend this thing. You can continue hammering how flat you want it, okay? Just it's good to go around like this because you're spreading out the wire. If you just hammer here and until you get it flat and then you hammer it over here, the piece is going to look like this. Okay, so you really got to pay attention and just go around. Now, you're going to see it's going to go a little bit out of shape when you hammer it. That's normal, but you just see this? It's a little bit wobbly. I'm just going to sort of push it back into shape very gently. Okay? Make sure everything is perfect. Now, to do this textured look that you see here, I don't know why it's not going to focus. But you have a little textured look. Now, this is optional again. You can leave it hammered like this and keep it very simple, or you put it back on the hammer block and you use the round part of your hammer and you start hammering like this. Just little hammers just to give it a little bit of texture. And I'm going to do the other side as well. So you can keep hammering and texturing as much as you want until you like the look of it, okay? That's it. Now the next thing is you take a jump ring, open it up. I made these jump rings. I'm going to make another video on how to make jump rings because I don't like buying pre-made stuff. I make my own jewelry and I like it to be everything handmade that's in this piece. Now also what I'm going to do with this jump ring is I'm also going to hammer it because I don't want that opening it up. I'm not going to solder it. I'm just going to hammer the opening a little bit. Just to give it that extra strength so that if something tugs on this earring, it doesn't just fly open, okay? The next thing, you're going to take your ear wire. I made these ear wires. Again, I'm going to make another video tutorial on how to make the perfect ear wires. These are great. This is hammered. For sure it's hammered. You need the strength for ear wires because it's something that goes in the ear, out the ear, in the ear, out the ear, and if anything pulls, you don't want it to open easily, okay? So here what you're going to do is you're just going to open up the ear wire a little bit. You want to make sure it's on the right end. So I have my little loop here that's going around the back, so I'm going to make sure that I put on the right side and close it up. That's it. And I'm going to do the other one. Well, no. I'll hammer that one after because I'm gonna break your ears. So that's basically it. You do the same thing to the other earring, okay? And there you have it. Now, how did I get this color of this earring? I did a patina, okay? And that ages the copper. And I buffed it out a little bit to bring out the copper underneath, and because this copper, it's going to age no matter what you do. It's a pure 100% copper. It's going to get darker and darker and darker, and then after a few days you have to clean it and shine it up again. Okay, so what I do is, just to avoid all that, I just antique it and it looks really, really nice. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And I'm gonna give a link to my Etsy shop. I have a lot of earrings and bracelets and cuff bracelets and rings and weaves and all kinds of things there. I have some coupon codes there as well. And if there's anything that you like there that you would like a tutorial on, please just send me a message. I'll be more than happy to make a tutorial on some of the items I have. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next tutorial. Have a great day. Bye.